Hey Kidor, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. 안녕하세요 박루빅님 어서오세요. 좋은 밤입니다. 오늘은 10%로 사냥하면서 방송 진행해 보도록 할게요. I just watched your analysis of my class balance video. Just wanted to say thanks. It was really fun to watch. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I thought the video was really cool and interesting as well as I was doing it. I think you really have a good in-depth understanding of the game. And there's definitely parts where we disagreed and I didn't see eye to eye. But overall, we're all just speculating and having fun with it, right? But it was really interesting to see, like, and it was really admirable in some way to see the amount of your work you put in and the passion I could see the passion kind of bleed out from your video, and the amount of time and work it probably took you to create that. It was really interesting. 아, 눈이 뭐가 염증이 생겼는지 여기 눈꺼풀 밑에 부어오르는 거 있잖아요. 침캐 부캐냐고요? 경치 덜 먹는데 왜 그렇게 하세요? 경치를 덜 먹어도 이제 같이 시청자분들과 진행을 하면 좀 더 재밌고 그냥 사람도 보이고 하면 좋으니까 정치 생각 없이 뛰고 있습니다. 방송하면서. Thank you very much, and yes, it's totally fine to think differently and have different opinions. I think the biggest one that I can think of right now off the top of my head that I didn't agree with was the hero. I'm a huge hero fanboy, and I think heroes are definitely in the S tier, so when I saw that you gave B tier, although the metrics are really arbitrary and you know the metric that you're using and I'm probably thinking of is completely different. But I love heroes. A little bit of bias. I was actually partying with a level 124 hero yesterday, and we were killing Berks over at Leafray. On my main account, I have a level 115 Dragon Knight. And I'm watching this level 124 fresh hero and using Rush, or it's either called Charge or Rush in English, and Brandish to kill the mobs. And I gotta admit, it looks so much fun. And at that moment, I highly was like really hitting myself in the head, thinking I should have played a hero. Now, when it comes to like party utility skills, Hyper Body is indisputably number one, way better than the rage that the hero offers. But in terms of damage wise, I mean, heroes are top of the line. You guys can put it down. 가래끼인가? 글쎄요, 잘 모르겠는데 이틀 전부터 눈꺼풀 밑에가 약간 부어오르면서 굉장히 불편한데, 지금이 아마 초고점일 거예요. 이제부터 슬슬 겪어본 적이 있는데 한번 이렇게 부어올랐다가 가라앉거든요. 그래서 조만간 가라앉지 않을까라고 생각해봅니다. 오늘은 제가 Pop out chat, I need the Twitch. 오늘은 제가 이따가 나중에 일정이 있어가지고 가족 모임이 있거든요. 파티가 있는데 그거를 나가기 위해서 한 방송을 12시? 한국 시간 2시 2시쯤 끝날 것 같아요. 방송을. 형님, 혹시 배경음악 플레이리스트 공유 가능하신가요? 메이플 부금 같은데 듣기 좋다. 드릴게요. 그냥 유튜브에 메이플스토리 부금이라고 치면 많은 부금들이 나와요. 이런 곳 같은데 가가지고 들으시면 참 좋죠. Any MapleCon news? I actually looked up some Maplestory news yesterday and I saw that video that someone was talking about, where they recorded it with their phone for like an hour and a half of other people playing the game. I thought that was pretty cool. Like super low quality. Honestly, I didn't see anything interesting. 형님, 메이플은 한국에 있을 때 하신 건가요? 메이플은 한국에서 아기 때부터 해왔던 게임입니다. 저의 배경에 조금 얘기해 드리자면, 새로 오신 분들을 위해 한국에서 태어나서 한국에서 중학교까지 졸업하고 미국으로 이민 오게 된 케이스예요. 근데 그 시기 제가 93년생이라 이제 초등학교 딱 들어가기쯤에 메이플이 출시가 됐거든요. 그때쯤인가? 그렇구나. 한 초등학교 1, 2학년 때쯤에 메이플이 딱 출시가 됐는데 어렸을 때 굉장히 많이 했던 게임입니다. 그 시기에는 이제 저랑 비슷한 나이 또래 분들이시라면 엄청난 게임들이 있었다는 걸 아실 거예요. 그때가 거의 그 한국의 온라인 게임 황금시기라, 시대라 바람의 나라, 마비노기, 번즈, 에덴푸드, 별의별 게임이 다 있었잖아요. 잠시만요. 유튜브 수련된 스타. 노래 좋지 않나요? 저는 스톤에이지를 했었다. 스톤에이지는 안 해봤네요, 제가. 아쉽게도. 다른 클래식 게임도 할 생각 있으신가요? 아니요, 그런 생각은 별로 없어요. 제가 유일하게 아직도 즐기는 게임이 메이플스토리이기 때문에 메이플스토리 이외에는 별로 할 생각이 없어요, 게임을. 얘네들이 기행을 주나? 주문서 괜찮은 거 주거든요, 얘네들이. 한번 알아봐야 되겠다. 드롭 테이블이 어떻게 되는지. 제가 기억하기로는 얘네들 굉장히 괜찮은 걸로 기억하거든요, 드롭 테이블. 기행 10% 주네. 기행 10%에 도적 바지도 주네요. 도적 바지도 노려볼만 하겠다. 과거에 메이플스토리 하실 때도 레벨 높으셨나요? 저는 예전에 한 50대 아이디만 여러 개 키웠던 것 같아요. 정말 재밌게 하긴 했는데 3차가 너무 하기 힘들게 느껴지더라고요. 공감 갑니다. 저도 어렸을 때는 이제 애기 때니까 인내심하고 지구력이 많이 딸리잖아요. 그리고 한번 50 정도 레벨을 찍으면 정말 안 오른다는 느낌이 들 때이기도 하고 70은 먼에 먼 산 같고, 그래서 게임을 하면서도 50 정도만 되면 다른 직업이 뭔가 끌리고 키워보고 싶고 그래요. 그래서 그 말씀 굉장히 공감하는 게, 저도 굉장히 힘들어 했거든요. 근데 아마 최고로 높게 키웠던 게 그때도 아마 90 몇 짜리 용기사였는데, 그거 외에는 막 60 헌터까지도 키워보고 뭐 다른 거 그때도 많이 다른 부캐릭을 많이 키워봤는데, 어렸을 때는 아무래도 하나를 딱 잡고 키우기가 많은 호기심과 이제 심심하니까, 인내심이 부족하니까 다른 거를 많이 키우게 됐던 것 같아요. I don't get why it's not online test. Just event in LA for no reason or to sell merchandise. I don't know. I think it probably has to do a little bit with I have a feeling like they're not telling us everything when it comes to the development stages of the game, and they really want to keep it they want to keep close monitor of they want to keep a close eye on how the game is being ran and watch people as they play. Someone told me that there's a bug that still exists from the September tryout event, and it still exists right now in the closed event in LA. Well, it was like in the video or something. Someone commented it on the video that there's a bug that exists that they haven't been able to fix, but apparently they did promise to fix when the game actually comes out in closed beta. 그 시절 90이면 상위권이다. 아니 그 시절이 2002년 2003년대 이때가 아니라 그 시절에 그 캐릭터 이름이 만돌린이었는데 이거였거든요. 근데 그때가 아마 2007, 8, 9 이쯤이었을 거예요. 게임이 출시되고 빅뱅 업데이트 되기 한 1, 2년 전? 그때 친척 형이랑 돌아가면서 키웠던 캐릭터인데 이제 친척 형이 접고 제가 용기사를 접수한. 타락파워 전사님 200 찍을 때도 보셨겠네요. 그런 거에 솔직히 별로 관심이 없었어요. 제가 솔직하게 말씀드리면 랭커들 뭐 누구누구 존재한다 이런 건 알고는 있었는데 관심이 그렇게 별로 없었어요, 솔직히. 우리 서버, 그러니까 옛날에는 그 전 수업 랭킹 1위도 대단했고, 거기서 이제 또 대단했던 게 우리 서버에 랭커가 있다, 우리 서버에 10위, 전 서버에 10위 안에 드는 뭐 누구누군가 있다. 제가 서버를 벨로칸 서버를 했는데 벨로칸 서버에 누가 있었는지 기억은 잘 안 나거든요. 약간 비인기 서버이기는 했어요. 스카니아나 뭐 에라 이런 서버보다 벨로칸이 사람도 그렇게 많이 없었고, 근데 거기에 분명히 랭커 한 분이 계셨을 텐데 그분은 많이 찾아보고 했거든요. 기억도 하고. 왜냐면 내 서버에 있는 랭커니까 뭔가 나도 모르게 응원하게 되고 안 밀렸으면 좋겠고 내 서버를 이제 대표로 하는 사람이니까 그랬던 기억은 있는데 그렇게 막 매일매일 확인할 정도는 아니었던 것 같아요. 그냥 주변 사람들이 타락파워 전사님 1위다, 번개신님이 2위다, 뭐 계속 지발돈 좀 이런 분들 있잖아요. 고랩 랭커 유저분들 알고만 있었지 그렇게 막 따라보고 매일 알아보고 그럴 정도는 아니었던 것 같아요. 벨로칸은 악매이었던 걸로 기억. 플랑크님은 벨로칸에서 악매를 키우셨나요? Hey Gremlin, what's up, man? Good morning. Right now it is 9:41. It is still in the morning time. Yeah, you must be in the West Coast. 랭커가 악매였다. 그랬나요? 그래도 다 기억하시네, 플랑크님은. West Coast, I see. California or Arizona? If you're in California, I am very jealous of you. You must be having a somewhat decently warm winter or warm morning. It is freezing here in Virginia. Extremely cold. Nah, not LA. I'm in Washington State. Oh, Washington State. I've been there, man. I've been to Washington. It's cold and rainy there. From the bottom of my heart, I'm sorry that you live in Seattle, Washington. Because I've been there, man, and I was there around like February to May-ish time frame, and my god, that state loves rain. Snow and rain, literally. Super cold. They do survival training out there in the military, and that's what I was there for. I was there for a few months, but it was during the winter time. And I'm not gonna lie, Seattle is beautiful. We were actually in Fairchild, and I don't know if the city next to it was Seattle. I think there's another city, another semi-decent city next to Fairchild Air Force Base. But it was a beautiful city, I gotta say. The city was beautiful. There was like, I've never seen a city being built around, I don't know if it's an artificial waterfall, but there was a huge waterfall in the middle of the city, and the city was built around the waterfall. And there was a time when I went to, because I thought I was someone special, I went to a restaurant that's pretty expensive, and I took a lady out there, and the view was just amazing, man. Like, we were sitting in a restaurant and we would look at the water. I gotta make sure that was Seattle. Fairchild Air Force Base, and then city next to it was, where was it? Spokane? It might have been Spokane, man. Maybe I'm thinking of Spokane. Yeah, I remember Seattle was a little farther away. Spokane. I was in Spokane. Yeah, there was a huge water dam. I think it was a dam, not a waterfall. Beautiful place. I wonder what they will do with Ludi or other maps besides Victoria Island. I think they'll take their time on releasing them. Now, in terms of like, are they going to do a balance patch, or, you know, do some alterations to how the mobs are, or EXP, or respawn rate? We'll have to see. In the case of Mapleland, they did adjust like the regen counts for certain maps because it was just too broken. For example, they released New Leaf City, and I remember back in GMS, the Wolf Spider regen was just really stupid, for the lack of a better word. I mean, the regen was just crazy. There was no other training ground that could compete with the Wolf Spiders. So what they did in Mapleland is they adjusted the regen count, and they put way less monsters in the map than how it actually was in GMS. And overall, it's a good thing, because now not everybody, like, it doesn't get known, and the word doesn't spread that that's the best place to grind. And now the meta, the entire structure and the meta that formed around Mapleland shifts because of one map that released, and it could be game breaking. You know, it could danger the stability of the game, and now all these other training grounds that people flock to, they won't, and it'll happen, and it'll happen. What will happen is the exact same thing that happened in GMS, in that players will only want to grind at Wolf Spiders because it's just so good as soon as they hit third job advancement. And I remember staying at Wolf Spiders all the way to like level maybe 100, if not more. They give 1600 EXP, and they don't do any magic damage. There's no magic attack. They hit you with their body, that's it. They're kind of like, who does that? Almost like all higher level monsters have magic attack. So trying to think who doesn't. I don't think there's any monsters that just has body attack, because like wyverns have 2-3 attack skills. They have Burks, rashes have curse. They don't. Oh yeah, no, actually rashes spit seed at you when they get mad. But anyway, you get the point, is that it was really good to, especially in that platform all the way at the bottom, where you could just sit there and spam Arrow Rain or Band of Thieves. I used to play a bandit and a sniper. I think it was in Maple Royals or Maple Legends. And I remember grinding there on one of my characters just non-stop. And they drop Ilbies, so exactly, bro. Did you see the merch they were selling at LA Live test? $50 for a mini blanket. It's LA. What can I say, man? Like, Some people will pay for that stuff. That's very expensive. Those things you can probably make overseas for $3. But some people will buy it, you know? And I guess it's for those people. They're definitely targeting people with a lot of money. Not me, because I don't have money. And people that are willing to spend $50 on a blanket. It is very Nexon-like for them to do that, right? I think for Classic World, they will do opposite. It will probably rise the spawn rate to make the game easier like majority of the players want. You think so? You think they'll just turn it into a big like high amount of regen all over the map, all over the game essentially? We'll see. I just want to try it already. Me too. Hopefully towards the end here they give us a release date. It will be sad to see, but yeah. I hope not. I hope they don't turn into, you know, if they turn it up like that, where like the respawn rate is 2x or whatever, I think it will be better at captivating players and getting people engaged, like the newer players who are new to Maplestory. I think it's better for the game to have high respawn, high regen count than for it to not. In order for just for longevity's sake and for new players to get hooked and give the game ample amount of time for them to actually understand the charm and the appeal of Maplestory. The thing is, it kind of robs away from it just slightly. But then again, you know, I talk about this, but classic Maplestory clearly, just judging by what the directors are saying and what the statements they're putting out, it's not supposed to be a one-to-one emulation of old school Maplestory, but a re-attempt. So I guess we just gotta have open mind and go in and try it and see for ourselves. I know a lot of people are waiting, you know, like there's so many people that are waiting for the game to release. So I hope they don't flop it, you know. All these people are gonna bring their friends, and those friends will bring another friends, and it's not just gonna be the like the nostalgia Andes who are gonna try the game and play the game. There's gonna be a lot more people like me who bring their online friends and who bring their real life friends and everybody that they've met. They're gonna make, you know, they're gonna talk about it at least once or twice. And out of 10 people in your friend group, at least 4 will come and try the game. And for those people, and it kind of spreads, right? Like those 4 people will talk about it to their other friends and they might try, etc., etc. So a lot of new people are gonna come and try the game. And I hope, you know, Nexon can do this in a way, even if it's outside of my standards and my understanding of the game. I hope they can do it justice so Maplestory doesn't get tainted. I also like that they are revisiting unfinished lores like Manji Quest, I'm older and paying more attention to lores. I 100% agree. You know, one thing I did when I came back to Maple Land initially was I mean I solo grind now too, but I was a huge solo grind Andy. Like I was doing all the quests around the town. That's why my Dragon Knight has a quest mania. I wasn't thinking about getting quest mania initially, but when I first started the game, there was so much nostalgia behind me and supporting me that I was solo grinding with ease as a warrior. I was playing the game and I was just purely enjoying just being in the game, right? And I was completing quests and it was actually fun to read about the lore and do the quests at the same time. And I would argue that I learned more about the Maplestory world lore while I'm playing Maple Land than I did when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I would skip all the dialogue and not even give it a chance. But when I first started Maple Land, it was just such a good feeling to be back and play the game that I played in my childhood. And it's not in like a private server where the population is like hovering around 1,000. The population for this game is in the tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands. So it's very active. And that feeling of how the game was back when I was a kid is very strong here. Active community, active player base, community is strong. They're party grinding together. You see megaphones going up and up and up. People trying to sell things, people trying to buy things. The market is active, so that all that in conjunction with one another made me really like, I guess it filled me with joy, and I was able to do quests that I usually don't do with ease, and I was enjoying doing the quests. I was really happy to be back. And after a while, I did about 200. I was like, I did a lot of quests on this character. Maybe I should go for Quest Mania. And then I went for Quest Mania, and I did 400 quests. Now, although that was really brutal, because when you get to about 300, you start feeling like you're getting squeezed. You feel like you get this feeling like a pressure. Like, man, you better finish. You're almost there. You're almost there. Then you get to 320, 350, 370. And that last 30-bit-ish quest, oh man. It's a grind for sure. I was watching a guy play yesterday at the live event. At level 50 assassin, bandit, fighter, all missed on low-level mobs. Slime, snail, orange mush. I'm scared they butchered the accuracy formula. That's the bug that I'm talking about. Is that apparently assassins were hitting misses on certain mobs that they shouldn't be hitting miss on. So hopefully they can fix that. Apparently they're saying that it's going to be 100% fixed, but just think about it. Isn't it kind of weird that that bug people already noticed back in September? It's January now and it still exists. This is what I mean. I feel like when there's close regulation and close overwatch of certain events and things, it's because they're scared to let things go bad, or they're not being transparent, right? And what does that mean? There's close overhead. There's like this close supervision on how things are being done at the event, and they're only giving people limited amount of time to play, and it looks like a limited content to even access. So to me, I just get filled with worry. You know, is it really ready for release, like Inkwell said, like the director of Maplestory Classic said, because he said the game is ready for release any day and it can come out any day, but clearly not if there's an accuracy formula bug that needs to get adjusted, and it's existed since September and it's January now. So you're selling blankets for $50. You know what I mean? You see where I'm going with this. It's hard to not recognize those things and see those things and raise your eyebrow. I want to have blind faith, because, you know, and not because I'm dumb or silly, but because I really want the game to succeed. I want the game to do well, and I want Nexon to really pour their all into the game. And me pooping on their parade doesn't help with that. So it's just better for me to kind of be positive and optimistic. But it's hard to do that when you have a second play test event, and it's 100% like there's a lot of supervision. It's closed off. You're selling merch there, and you only get 3 hours to play a certain amount of content. So how it makes it harder for me to be on their side. It gets me worried more than anything. Because for some people, this game is more than a game. You know, this is their childhood. And if you do it this service, not only are you doing yourself a disservice, you're doing other people that are true fans of the game a disservice. Because I guarantee you there's people like me who go around and tell their friends, hey, this game is it, let's give it a try. And although that might not seem like a big request that you can ask your friends, when you get to about age 30, 40, you know, even 2 hours is sacred. You have a family, you have a job, you go home, you have about 2 hours to play the game. And you're asking them to give 2 hours of their day playing a game that they don't know, and it takes, you know, they have to warm up to the game. Initially, they might not enjoy it, but you know, you're asking them to invest their time. And if the game comes out like a flop and like a mobile game, and it's just you let your friends down too. I was watching hello Fergaber. Welcome to the stream, man. I used to like the riddles and quests, like when they don't tell you exactly where to go and you have to find a hidden street and stuff. That was really cool. But most people nowadays just they look up the guide on Google or whatever. I don't like that element is very nostalgic and cool, but there's nothing the developers can do to prevent people sharing information online. So some people might not, I guess, Google it. If they fix a lot of issues on the second playtest that we saw on the first, then we can be more optimistic. Yep. We'll see what happens, guys. You know? I want the game to do well, and I think a lot of people want the game to do well. All this negativity really comes from people being worried and people wanting the game to do well, but they don't have a lot of faith in the company. Wonder if they're running out of money. Like, you're selling mini blankets for $50? Jeez. I mean, I get that it's LA and everything's expensive, but $50, man. $50 is like, what is that to you guys? Is that at least Chick-fil-A 3 times, 4 times? So you're here in Virginia, I can get Chick-fil-A for about $10. But I know in California, you probably have to pay like $15. How much is gas there? Gas here for us is like $2.69 right now. And I'm sure in California it's probably still around the 3, maybe like lower 4s. I don't think I have anybody from California right now watching, but I love the sound of Savage Blow, so we gotta turn it up a little bit, you feel me? It sounds so good with the music. Doesn't it? It's like a mini beat that goes into the music. I did like a quick calculation yesterday, and I actually get less CXP soloing on my bandit at Golem Forest than me party grinding as a level 115 Dragon Knight at a party ground that I'm overqualified for. That's how brutal this level area is, from 50 to 70. It is a mountain. Once I hit 70 though, everything changes. I can go to Romeo Juliet Party Quest, and you guys will see that. I want to show you guys that the Romeo and Juliet Party Quest. It's my favorite party quest, and I love doing that party quest. I can't wait to show it to you guys. You love that party quest. It's been so long. Yeah, let me get there in about a week. Hopefully I can get there in a week. But then I also want to show you guys the Dark Knight on my Dragon Knight too. But a lot of people love Romeo and Juliet Party Quest, me included. It's so well made for a fact that it's a 4-man party quest. Really well made. Who's ready to see the angry Frankenoid? I am. I blow him up with my Savage Blow. I probably won't be. I probably have to be really careful because he hits hard. He hits like 1500 per hit. I will definitely die in 2 hits. I need some halls. I miss my halls. I used to suck on halls while I play when I had the flu. And I had the honey lemon one. It was really tasty. Now I just kind of crave something to like candy to just have in my mouth. I can actively chew something or taste something as I play. (58%) 버릴 만한 게 없네, 아이템이. 또 버려야 되나? 뭐야, 줌서. 아, 어제 먹은 거구나, 활공. 깜짝이야. 어제 골렘숲 하면서 활공 먹었습니다, 60번. 비싸진 않은데 한 100만 매소 이하로 할 것 같은데 먹었다는 게. That's good. Sorry for the ASMR. That was probably really loud. They're good songs. I like this playlist. This is a new playlist that I found. I just clicked on it when I logged in today. I usually go to YouTube before I start streaming and play on the playlist that I have in my folder. It's like my own YouTube playlist. I have a playlist of playlists of Maplestory background musics, and I just kind of go through those. And I saw this one for the first time, and I'm like, okay, let me see. I gave it a listen. Yeah, it's very like lo-fi like. Some of it is a little jazzy. I'm digging it. What do you do up so early, Gremlin? Why are you up around 6? What do you do? It's a Saturday as well, so are you work on the weekends? Are you going to work, or you got other plans today? 5 a.m. to go for a jog. For work. Or game on my time off. Man. You would never catch me up at 5 a.m. for a jog, I'll tell you that. I usually, when I do go to the gym, I do jog for a bit. But I go to the gym at nighttime. You will not find me up. I like to sleep in. Even 6 years in the military could not break that habit for me. I could not. I'm just not a morning person. Well, that's good for you, man. Healthier in 2026. That's great to hear. Oh yeah, I can see that. If you're waking up at 5 a.m. to go for runs, you're definitely trying. Everybody can see that. Also, catching me live is a bonus. Oh, stop it. Oh, stop it, dude. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. That means you find value in my stream. I like that. (60대) 차벌 가면 몇 가지 차벌에 있나요? 60대 차벌 가면 아마 70까지는 있어야지 않을까 싶어요. 차벌 말고 다른 데 갈 곳이 없어서. 골렘잡이 하다가 여기서 로이드잡이 조금 하다가 골렘잡이 했으니까 골렘의 도장 찍고 로이드의 도장 찍고 이제 차벌에 가서 화이트팽에 도전을 내밀고 도장을 찍어야죠. 60대 게타로 무기 바꿔 끼면서 게타 보니까 와 진짜 비싸더라고요. 요즘 시프하고 사수 많이 한다고 들었는데 제 동생도 어제 하는 말이 사수를 키우고 있는데 자기가 60제 석궁을 한 50제 석궁을 1200만원에 주고 샀는데 지금 시세가 거의 2300만원이래요 그게. 그래서 내가 와 뭐 그렇게 오르냐 왜 이렇게 오르냐 하니까 요즘 사람들이 사수를 많이 한다고 하더라고요. 시프도 그런지 그게 몇 주 전 업데이트에 어설터 시프하고 사수가 좀 상향을 먹었잖아요. 스나이핑도 그렇고 그리고 시프는 어설터와 이런 사소한 것들로 업데이트를 좀 먹었는데 그걸로 인해서 사람들이 더 관심 갖고 하는 거 아닐까 싶어. I'm not a morning person too, but I work 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. and gymming after. Yeah, I could probably gym after. Or actually, like in your case, because you go to work at 10 p.m., I could probably go to the gym around 8 and then go to the gym. But it really depends on what kind of work you're doing. If you're doing labor work, I would probably go afterwards too, because I don't want to be like sore or like really tired at work. I can get through a tired session of the gym. I can go to the gym tired and just kind of push myself through it. Oh, labor work. Yeah, well, I don't know if that's the reason why you go afterwards, but it's the same thing in the military too. Like I did not want to go to the gym in the morning prior to work. Some people did, but even though my job wasn't laborious at all, just getting through 8 hours at work, I would rather just go to the gym afterwards. more time with your daughter, and less pack in the gym in the morning. 100%. I went to the gym, when was it? I went to the gym really early one of these days, and for me really early was like 9 a.m. I think it was last year, and there were so many old people there. There was like so many old people just working out in the morning on a weekday. You know where I also find a lot of people, a lot of old folks? At the weed shop, at the dispensary here. Because it's legal now, you go in there and you just order yourself some edibles or whatever, a J, some flour. You go in there and the customers are generally old people. It's all these old grandma and grandpas coming in and grabbing a little jelly or whatever, a roll. Maybe it's that the consensus and the general public's understanding of cannabis has changed, that even old people are comfortable doing it now. Or maybe they're just in their retirement age and really just enjoying life. Or maybe all that THC got them juiced up and they're popping up in the gym in the morning. Or maybe they had some introspective thoughts, a reflection into their soul, and they were like, you know, I gotta live more. This stuff is good. I gotta get some more of this. I need to put 5 years in my life out there in the gym, running on the treadmill. I see so many old people, man. That was crazy. I went to the gym in the morning and like 90% of the people were there, they were old. And I'm not talking like 40, 50 year olds. I'm talking like 60, 70-year-old grandmas and grandpas out there walking on the treadmill. Maybe that's just my city, but that was cool to see. They are a lot more nicer though. They're very friendly. They're very what's the word? Considerate people. There's this old Asian man I always see. He's about 60-ish, and I tell you, he does not look 60. He's probably early 40s, and he's out lifting these young folks. Oh man, grandpa got the guns. Asian grandpa got the guns. That's gonna be me, man. I'm gonna be that guy. He pulled out a 225 on the bench and just did it himself, huh? 225 is what? That's 2 plates on each side. Yeah, that's pretty good for a 60-year-old. Wow. That's pretty high. That's really high for a 60-year-old. Very impressive. He probably upkept with it all his life. It's hard for old people to actually build muscle, so once he started, he probably never stopped since he was a kid. He probably formed it into a habit. And that does happen, man. Like, you know, some people find peace in routine, and if they stop doing what they were doing, they get all agitated and irritated. I'm somewhat like that. Like, if I don't go to the gym for too long, then I kind of just feel, I don't know, icky and out of place, and I just don't feel good. So I gotta go. I always find myself back in the gym. Sometime I take like a decent amount of break, but eventually I'll find myself back in the gym. I asked him, he said he works out 5 to 6 times a week for the past 35 years. That pattern is engraved in his brain now. He's not stopping unless he flops over in the bed. Good for him, man. Good for him, really. It's called discipline. A lot of people in our generation don't have discipline. I agree. You know that cycle, hard times create, what is it? As the saying goes, hard times create strong people, strong people create easy time create weak people create hard times create strong people. That, you heard of that thing? I think it's kind of true. I think our parents' generation, and especially in Korea at least, especially in our grandpa's generation, we were hard. My grandpa built a whole building by himself. He built an entire building by himself, rented out 5 rooms within that building, and I'm not talking, it was like an apartment building. Like 6 stories high apartment building, and he built it by hand, by himself. All the water lining, electrical lining, he did it himself. And you know, my parents, my mom and my aunts and one of my uncle inherited that, and they lived decently comfortable, and they raised their kids like this. Oh, my son, my child, a lot of them, and it created a weaker generation with less discipline. I do think that's kind of true. Yeah, I don't want my daughter to be spoiled. It's a hard balance, right? I mean, as a father myself, I don't want to spoil my child, but I love my child, so it's like one of the hardest things to do. I know what's best for him, I know what's good for him. It's for him to figure out and explore and kind of learn on his own and be independent. But at the same time, like, you know, we love our kids, so we want to show them that we love them. Sometimes, like, love comes in many forms, you know. That instant saving them from trouble or helping them or protecting them by kind of reducing their exposure, whatever, is not really good for them. It's better for them to go out and learn and explore. 32만 정도 드신 것 같은데 적지 않나요? 어디 볼까요? I am right here. 59, 32, 33만. He's only 3 months, but being spoiled so much already by a wife. But man, there was a new study that came out in Denmark that, but you know, like, even with these studies, I see all sorts of studies all the time on social media, and I'm not exactly sure if I should listen to that study or what, or follow this or follow that. There's so much abundance of information, it actually causes confusion sometimes, you know. And But that's just, you know, I'm just saying this as a pretext so you kind of take it with a grain of salt. But apparently there's a study showing that that babies, it's actually better for you to spoil your babies and give them that comfort and love, like unconditional love and unaffected love for the first like year of their life. And a lot of parents here in the West, in USA, like to do the cry out method to sleep train their baby, and apparently it's really bad for them. It's not good for their health or their brain health, especially because they get all hot and inflamed. And but it could really just be the algorithm pushing me and showing me these studies, because the comments were flooded with moms that were just getting affirmation. I guess there was like this comments of nobody was having a healthy debate. It really felt like an echo chamber in the comment, and nobody was challenging anything. So, you know, you just never know what's real. Because some people, it used to be that cry out method was okay as long as you did it in a certain amount of bandwidth of time, or, you know, you check in on the baby every once in a while to let them know you're there, yada yada yada. There's like a way that they like kind of explained it methodically, and it seemed like there was science behind it. I don't know. But there's new research showing that it's not good at all. Who the fuck? But you have it. Yeah, I have a boy, and it sounds like you have a girl. I think it's okay for girls to be spoiled, at least in comparison to boys. I think boys being spoiled is the worst thing ever that you could do to your son. Like if you spoil your daughter, you know, I think you're just teaching your daughter that of what a man is, what a man should do for her. You know, you would want your daughter to marry a man that's respectful, that treats your daughter well, and takes care of her, right? So if you can be that prime role model in your daughter's life, and you can do that by spoiling her, I mean, you would want her husband to spoil her too, right? I think it's okay for you to spoil your daughter. For me, it's a little tougher because I don't want to spoil my son. I can show him love in different ways. But for you, I mean, you have different issues to worry about in the future as your daughter gets older. But for now, I think you can show her all the way up till like she gets, I don't know, later in life. You could probably spoil her always. Yeah, I hear what you mean. I want my daughter to marry someone well, but not to spoil her materialistically. Yeah, we don't want our daughters to turn into like, you know, we want them to be, how would you say it? We don't want them to be too materialistic, right? I get what you mean, man. It's a balance that you kind of have to figure out. I think only you can figure that out. That's part of the journey. If there was an answer to it, then it wouldn't be a journey, right? Just kind of have to figure it out in your own circumstance. And I think you'll do well. Everybody worries. Just know that I think all parents worry that they're failing their kid, or that they're not doing enough for their kid. The population is still growing, isn't it? It's at a steady decline, but overall it's a net positive. People are having kids, and kids are living, and I think everything will be fine. There's a saying that you are your own biggest critic. I think it's true, especially when it comes to being a parent. Hey Jang Pro, welcome to the stream. Guys, I always have this feeling that everyone thinks I never do enough. I think all fathers feel that way, bro. I get that feeling too, you know? And you just gotta help out where you can and when you can. Where do you stay now? I stay in, I'm in USA. 플랑크님 득점 하셨나? 장비템이라도 먹으셨나? 아니면 나한테 다 쏠렸나? 난 장비템 한 3개 먹었는데 3개 먹었네 3개. Got 3 loot here. All pretty crappy. So you're using a VPN now? I am. I have to use VPN to log in. 마가티아는 잘 안 뜬다. 네, 그런 말이 있죠. 마가티아는 득템이 잘 안 나온다. How can you speak Korean so well? I was born in Korea. Korean is my native mother tongue. I was born in Korea. I was raised in Korea until I was like 15. Then I came to the States and finished up high school here and joined the military here. I was able to retain the language because even when I came to the States, I was still playing Maplestory, I was still playing Korean games, watching Korean variety shows. You know, I was always in contact with my Korean family, so there wasn't much, like I had, everything worked in my favor for me to not forget the language. Most guys do. Can I do interview soon, bro? Interview? Are you a YouTuber? What kind of interview? Let me see. I want to see your channel. Oh. You make content, you're a YouTuber. See. You're a YouTuber 선배님. What kind of interview? Sure. Sounds fun. Just simply talking? What kind of topics? About the game or about my life, who I am? Okay. Yeah, that sounds fun. This is the first time I've done an interview or anything like this. So I'm a little worried. I don't want to go into a setting where Like, you know, I'm unprepared or unqualified for it. Because, like, what if you start asking me questions about, I don't know, like giving me a quiz about old school Maplestory knowledge? I just fail miserably. But anyway, no, I'm just kidding. I think it sounds fun. Of course I'll do it. Sounds great. Do I have Discord ID? I do. Give me a second. Where do I find my Discord ID? Trying to see how I can find my Discord. Can I message John? Yes, I can. I will add you. This. I sent you a friend request, John Pro. You are Jupes? Yes, I am Jupes. Ooh, what sword is that? Oh, that sword looks pretty cool. Did he leave? Oh, he left. This sword, it looks so cool. Level 50 sword. 잡스가 뭐죠? 제 디스코드 아이디가 줍스인데 어렸을 때 친구들하고 지낼 때 쓰던 별명이었어요. I will message you soon, bro. Always watching and cheering. Cheer up. See you soon. I will send you message soon. Okay. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for the support. And I look forward to the interview. That sounds really fun. Okay. Much love to you too. Bye bye. 아니 게임 매거진 기자가 아니시라 그냥 유튜버이신 것 같아요. 메이플랜드 콘텐츠 찍으시는 유튜버인 것 같으신데 저도 솔직히 처음 들어보는 분이시거든요. 제가 메이플랜드 콘텐츠를 그래도 많이 보는 편인데 근데 유튜버 채널을 가보니까 3만 명이신가? 구독자가 은근히 많으셔요. 8,000명이시구나. 구독자 8,500명 유튜브 채널이신데 보니까 컨텐츠를 오랫동안 만드신 것 같아요. 조회수도 진짜 잘 나오신다. 3만 뷰. 한마디로 그냥 메이플이래. 유튜버 선배님이시죠? 이름이 장프로. 네, 한글로. 이따가 나갈 때 운전하면서 틀어놓고 한번 봐야 되겠다. 콘텐츠를 들어봐야 되겠다. 어떤 콘텐츠를 제작하시고 어떤 유튜버이신지 궁금하네요. 잠시 화장실 좀요. You know what I'm about to do? What I just thought of? I think I'm gonna put the Chinese letters that appear on Savage Blow above up here in my stream. I think that would be so cool because that's like literally what everybody keeps seeing. I think it'd be cool to add that in. Kind of ridiculous, but this is what it says on Savage Blow. That look terrible. If I did it like that too cringe. A cringe, huh? 오늘 두두두두 두두두두 유 아 진짜 멋있다. 너무 멋있는데? 일살 한자 너무 멋있는데요? 시프할 때는 이거 켜놓고 해야 되겠다. 진짜 멋있는데? Bandit IW님 어서오세요. 오늘은 방송을 오래 못하기 때문에 그런 것도 있고, 일단 시프가 땡기기도 했고 2일 연속 용기사 했으니까 오늘은 시프로 와가지고 2차 스킬 중 가장 멋있는 스킬을 쓰러, 세비지 블로우를 쓰러 접속했습니다. 시프로. 어때요? 한자 너무 멋있지 않나요? 위에 띄워놓은 거? 저 지금 방금 막 띄운 거거든요, 저거? 근데 저거 보고 너무 만족을 느끼고 있어요. 멋있어가지고. 멋있지 않나요? 세비지 블로의 한자래요, 저게. 옛날부터 정말 궁금했거든요. 세비지 블로에 무슨 한자가 나오는지. 근데 IW님이었나? 누군지 잘 기억은 안 나는데 한자를 알려주시는 거예요. 이게 한자다. 아, 그렇구나. 이걸 네이버나 구글에 찾아보려고 해도 정보가 없거든요. 세비지 블로에 어떤 한자가 나오는지. That's pretty dope, I know. I think it's dope. I think it's so cool. I love it. 이행아, 제발 떠줘라. 이행, 제발. 펑콜? 하수였네. 여기 시원 사냥터가 굉장히 좋기는 해요. 유형도 굉장히 짧고 몬스터 젠도 많아서 사수 같은 직업이 와서 아이언에로 쓰면 참 사냥하기 편한 곳이긴 하죠. 전사들도 여기 많이 오고 펑콜 분들도 많이 오고 이제는 불독도 많이 오기 때문에 다수기가 생겨서 인기가 진짜 많아요. 시원이 옛날에는 시원 그렇게 인기, 제가 용기사 그 스피어맨 키울 때만 해도 시원 오면 자리는 거의 맨날 있었거든요. 근데 요즘 들어 거랩 유저가 많아진 건지 아니면 뭐가 어떻게 된 건지 자리가 별로 없어요 여기가. 랑크님 하이. 근데 어제 인썸님하고 플랑크님하고 사냥하면서 얘기했던 말 있잖아요. 빨리 다크나이트라도 최소한 찍어서 보스 돌아다니고 싶다. 너무 재밌을 것 같아요. 아직까지도 이게 생각이 나네요. 그런 거 하면서 그렇게 되면 이제 유튜브에 콘텐츠도 나오고 재밌잖아요. 같이 하면 참 좋을 것 같아요. 재밌게. 불화 5인이요? 나중에 불화 그럼 같이 가요. 플랑크님은 오실지 모르겠지만 근데 우리랑 가면 오시지 않을까 플랑크님? 저희하고 가면 오실 것 같은데. 그리고 이제 이렇게 저희끼리 3명이서 가면은 2명 모자란 자리는 금방 채워질 거예요. 길드원 분들도 많이 오시려고 하고 마인탕님도 가끔 오셔서 많이 해주시고, 그리고 길드에 계신 분들이 해주시기 때문에. 몇 인인데요? 한 5인? 5인 생각하고 있어요. 중옥을 같이 밀 사람이 아니면 5인으로 해야 될 것 같아요. 바닥이야 무돌 120까지 불와 이악 물고 하긴 해야 한다. 그쵸? 인썸님도 제가 빨리 120 찍었으면 좋겠구나. 지금 보니까. 나도 빨리 찍고 싶긴 한데 스트레스 받는 게 더 싫어가지고. 그래서 제가 숟갈 가는 거거든요. 빨리 올리고 싶긴 한데 글와 사람 구하는 게 귀찮아. 그리고 스트레스 받아가지고. 그러면 숟갈도 생각보다 안 오르진 않아요. 그냥 아무 생각 없이 하다 보면 업에 있고 이래가지고 아직까지 돈도 잘 벌리고. 근데 뭔가 하나 걸리는 게 있다면 제가 레벨업을 천천히 하게 되면은 인썸님이 120대를 벗어나 130대, 140대까지 가시잖아요. 그러면 레벨 격차가 좀 심해져가지고 하풀이나 레비아탄 뭐 이런 필드 보스들은 인썸님 혼자서도 처리가 가능하기 때문에 약간 모험의 낭만이 좀 사라지긴 하는데 그래도 재밌으니까 상관없죠. 거기다가 불독 하나 꼈으면 좋겠다. 불독 한 분 모셔가지고 불독 아크메이지 넣어가지고 포이즌 미스트 깐 다음에, 그쵸? 그런 식으로 진행하면 참 재밌겠네. 섀도우 한 분 구해가지고 가서 연막탄 깔라 하고. 레비아탄 없나요? 레비아탄은 써줘야 되는데. 초창기 필드보스라. 없구나. 레비아탄이 없다니. 난 여태까지 있는 줄 알았는데. 그럼 파프라고 피아누스가 끝이네요. 볼까요? 있나 없나? 네네네. 레비아탄 존재하나요? 메이플랜드에 없는 것 같은데? 그쵸? 없는 것 같아요. 메이플랜드 레비아탄. 없는 듯 하네요. 콘텐츠가 없는 거 보니까 유튜브에. 그러면 파풀라투스하고 피아누스, 그리고 또 뭐가 있을까요? 잡을 만한 거 또 뭐 있지 않을까? 아니면 그냥 짬뽕으로 섞어서 막 썬콜 분들도 넣고 불독도 넣고 섀도우도 넣고 모이는 대로 모여서 18인 작품을 가도 재밌겠다. 그쵸? 좀 짬뽕으로 섞은 다음에 비주류 직업들 다 모아서 그렇게 해도 재밌을 것 같은데. 주니어 발록, 크림슨 발록 이런 애들은 너무 쉽죠. 4차 하고 가면은. 크림슨 발록은 좀 어려울 수 있는데 크림슨 발록은 할만하긴 하겠다. 어시맘들도 너무 쉽고. 좀 컨텐츠가 피아누스하고 파풀라투스는 도전의 정신이 있잖아요. 약간 머시맘, 좀비 머시맘은 뭔가 파밍한다는 느낌이 강해서 얘네들은 재미없을 것 같고, 파밍 컨텐츠는 솔직히 찍고 싶지는 않아요. 너무 너무 신경 많이 쓰이고 움직이는 게 많고 서버 이동과 이런 게 귀찮아가지고 하기 싫고, 뭔가 도전의 정신을 가지고 필드 보스를 잡는 거, 프리스트 하나 끼고 도전의 정신으로 하는 거 하고 싶어요. 그런 거. 파플라투스는 쉬울 수 있는데 피아누스는 은근히 어려울 것 같거든요. 레벨 120대, 아마 130대 정도 되실 것 같은데, 인섭님이 제가 120대 130, 120 이렇게 둘이서 프리랑 같이 피아누스 가면 고생 좀 할 거예요. 아마 플랑크님이 거의 원콤 나지 않을까 걱정이 되기는 하는데, 아들을 쓰면서 해야 할 것 같은데, 이게 좌붕이 데미지가 더 들어오나? 하여튼 피아노스를 갈 때 우붕인가? 하여튼 오른쪽 왼쪽 피아노스 둘 중 하나가 마법 데미지 4,000 거의 5,000 정도 들어오는 걸로 알고 있거든요. 그러면 법사는 가드 안 키면 바로 비석이라 확실히 플랑크님이 있으니까 잘 오르긴 하네, 혼자 하는 것보다. 잠시만요, 화장실. 아쉽지만 저는 12분 뒤에 방송을 종료해야 합니다, 여러분. 오늘 일정이 있어가지고 좀 일찍 방송을 종료해야 해요. 마음 같아선 여기 앉아서 더 하고 싶지만 11시 30분 한국 시간으로 1시 반, 새벽 1시 반에 방송 종료하고, 내일은 일요일이니까 좀 쉬면서 동영상 편집할 수 있는 것들 좀 편집하고 그리고 쉬었다 올게요. 월요일날 다시 하면서 2시에 간다고 했는데 방금 나가면서 화장실에서 와이프가 일찍 나가야 될 것 같다고. 지금 밖에 비 오거든요. 비 오는 날씨에 운전을 해야 하는데 그런 것도 있고, 일단 비 올 때는 좀 천천히 운전해야 하는 것도 있고, 들릴 곳이 한 군데 더 생겨가지고 장비템만 많이 먹고 가네요. 오늘도 주문서는 보이지가 않고 아, 법사 키운다는 거요. 레벨 한 5까지 찍고 접었는데요. 같이 키우다가 제가 이제 옆에서 도와주면서 이렇게 하는 거다. 근데 달팽이를 잡기 시작하면서 몽둥이로 도끼인가 몽둥이인가 들고 달팽이를 잡는데 그거에 너무 스트레스 받아가지고 못하겠대요. 아니, 달팽이를 잡는데 몸을 떨어요. 게임을 하지 않는 사람이라 달팽이를 잡는데 이제 막 스트레스 받아가면서 손에 땀 나고, 그래서 너무 스트레스 받는다고 못할 것 같다고. 게임을 전혀 안 해본 사람이라 와이프가 컴퓨터 오래 앉아 있는 거조차도 잘 못해요. 컴퓨터 앞에 앉아 있는 것도. 그냥 체질에 안 맞다. 와이프 체질에 안 맞는 거죠, 게임이. 예전에 와이프한테 저희 둘만의 시간을 가질 때 게임을 해보자는 제안을 제가 했어요. 나는 워낙 게임을 좋아하니까 시간을 같이 보낼 때 같은 네가 내 취미를 즐길 수 있는지 한번 해보자. 왜냐면 맨날 데이트할 때 나가서 놀기만 하면 돈만 쓰는 거고, 그리고 저는 집에 있는 걸 좀 더 좋아하는 편이라 영화 보는 것도 좋아하고 하긴 하는데, 영화는 늘 보니까 이제 새로운 걸 한번 해보자 하고, 제가 레지던트 이블, 좀비 게임 아실 거예요 아마. 레지던트 이블이라고 해봐라 했거든요. 난 그냥 너 하는 거 보면서 옆에서 즐기면서 도와줄 수 있으면 도와주고 한번 빠져봐라. 그래서 세팅 다 해주고 불 다 끄고 게임을 시켜줬는데 한 3분 정도 하더니 현기증 난다고 못하겠대요. 이제 마우스로 컨트롤을 해야 되는데 화면이 자꾸 이렇게 돌아가니까 좀비가 여기서 나오는지 저기서 나오는지 봐야 되잖아요. 소리는 나고. 그래서 그 소리의 압박감과 시점 돌리는 그게 이제 익숙하지가 않아가지고 한 3분 정도 하더니 현기증 난다고 못하겠대요. 그래서 그래 그럼 하지 말아라. 괜히 밥 먹은 거 체한다. 가서 TV나 봐라. 그래서 와이프는 제가 컴퓨터 게임하면은 뒤에 앉아서 틱톡 보거나 아니면 핸드폰 보거나 하고 그래요. 그게 저희의 같이 시간을 보내는, 아니면 넷플릭스 보거나 취미가 통하는 게 별로 없어가지고 게임 잘 모르는 사람한테 좀비 게임을 권하면 어떡하냐. 저는 레지던트 이블 와이프한테 추천한 이유가 아무래도 스토리도 있고 좀비 게임이다 보면은 몰입감도 좀 더 되고, 그쵸? 뭔가 쫄리는 게 있고, 그리고 레지던트 이블이라는 게임이 퍼즐이 많잖아요, 게임 안에. 그런 퍼즐을 맞추는데 재미있어 하지 않을까 하고 권유를 했는데, 제가 미처 생각하지도 못했던 마우스 돌리는 거부터 이게 큰 벽이 있어가지고 마우스로 돌아가면서 이렇게 막 봐야 되는데, 게임 세상을 마우스로 돌리면서 봐야 되는 거 아니에요. 네. 마우스 돌리면서 자기 머리도 이렇게 돌리고 있어요. 그러니까 당연히 어지러울 수밖에 없지. 게임이 해본 적이 없어서 익숙하지 않아서 그런 것은 제가 정말 차마 생각하지도 못했던 벽이었는데, 3D 게임 처음 하는 사람은 멀미하는 사람 꽤 있더라고요. 맞아요. 아, 3D 게임 하시는 분들은 게임을 하시게 되면, 저도 처음에는 3D 게임을 하는데 멀미가 나더라고요. 오, 뜨셨네? 김가지상 여기 도와주러 오셔서 마가티아 주문서. 기행 뜨셨네. 다행이다. 그래도 오셔서 유의미하게 오셔가지고 도와주신 보람을 느끼셔서 다행이네요. 원래 이렇게 좋은 일을 하면 남한테 선을 베풀면 복으로 돌아온다는 그런 말이 있잖아요. 정말 맞는 것 같아요. 플랑크님이 레벨 때도 안 맞는데 오셔가지고 늘 홀리 심볼 써주시면서 같이 사냥해 주시는데 다행이네요. 거기서 이제 유의미하게 기행까지 드시고, 도파민 비그 웨이브. 이럴 때 터지는 도파민이 정말 또 의미 있는 도파민 아니겠습니까? 도파민 얘기 나오면 본능적으로 본매에 대해서 얘기를 하고 싶은데 오늘은 참겠습니다. 지금 시간이 좀 많이 지났기 때문에 마을 가가지고 정비하고 방송 끄도록 할게요. 근데 다행히도 진짜 딱 방송 끝내기 전에 바이바이. 마을 가서 장비템 같은 거 다 팔고 소비템 다 팔고 가보도록 할게요. 오늘은 조금 방송을 일찍 종료하겠습니다. 어디 보자. 그래도 저도 템을 한 3개 정도 했기 때문에 10만원, 75,000원 에다가 만원, 한 17만 18만원 정도 장비템으로 벌었고, 이제 잡템 같은 것들도 팔면 돈이 꽤 들어오지 않을까요? 전선다발은 그렇게 비싸진 않네. 근데 그래도 오늘 사냥하면서 돈을 번 것 같아요. 장비템도 팔고, 이제 마나 엘릭서를 사도 600은 딱 안 깨지게끔, 600에 딱 걸쳐 앉게끔 여기 정도에서 주문서를 그만 사고, 나머지 팔 것들은 없으니까 600만원까지 모았네요. 그래도 어느 순간 조금씩 게임 하다보면 좀 더 모이고 하지 않겠습니까? 하여튼 오늘 방송 굉장히 짧게 하는데 오늘도 와주셔서 같이 시청해주시고 소통해주셔서 감사하고, 내일은 휴방이니까 월요일날 다시 저녁 11시에 방송 키도록 하겠습니다. 좋은 밤 되시고 좋은 일요일이 되시길. I will end the stream for now. Today is going to be a short stream because I have other plans throughout the day that I need to attend and be present for. Thanks for watching. Thanks for coming in and hanging out. I'll see you guys Monday. Tomorrow I don't stream. Tomorrow's my off day. So Monday I'll be on 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Bye guys. Have a good Sunday. Bye.